Yeah. Hello, it's Awol, heading back to the PCT from VVR. I'm heading right now, actually today is Sunday the 31st of May. Looking forward to the full moon tonight and the setup before Silver Pass today. Yeah, just leaving VVR, heading towards, I think it's something called the Mono Creek Trailhead. That takes you kind of parallels the lake. Then you head back right to the junction of the PCT, back where they used to have the water taxi pickup right there, which doesn't exist anymore. Hopefully one day it will. But spent one night in VVR. It's nice. Always good to go to VVR. Always a little expensive, but it's a nice, convenient place. I mean, there's a lot of hikers that bailed out there because of the snow. They said they got about 6 inches up here, but then everything else up on the trail is about 2 feet. So a lot of new snow up there. And of course, everything melted here already and warming up. And the next 2 weeks look pretty good. So, all right, we're gonna get back at it. This is what all burned areas do eventually. Everything falls over, then you have a lot of blowdowns to step over. Happens every time. Gives you a little bit of an obstacle course to go through when you're hiking. Beautiful creek. Oh, back in the snow again. Just over 9,000 feet. Kind of weird, I'm in the shadow. I'm shaded. I'm actually doubling up tonight. I'm getting 3 bean chili and beef stroganoff because I've got extra food and I'm hungry and it makes my pack lighter. There's my tent right over there. I'm right at mile marker 883. I'm about 2.5 miles from the base. Actually, I'm just 2.5 miles from the top of Silver Pass. I'll hit that first thing in the morning where that snow's nice and hard with my new micro spikes. Good morning. Hey, well, on the PCT, it is Monday, June 1st, crossing into a new month. I didn't see the full moon very good last night. It was kind of hidden. I was in the trees, which was good, out of the wind, but there was no wind, so it worked out pretty good anyway. But on the approach to Silver Pass, which is up that way, kind of on this side of the trees, got about probably another mile or so to go, 600 feet, not too bad. It's a pretty easy climb so far. It's nice. The only problem is starting in the morning in Sierras, your feet get wet every day. So you wake up in the morning, your shoes are frozen and your socks are frozen. So your feet are always cold until they really, truly warm up. So I'm trying to warm my feet up right now by moving as quick as I can. But we'll see how it goes. They're just going to get wet later anyway. But I camped down about a mile down the hill that way. Nice campsite. First thru-hike I run into a long time on trail. A Thor, he's from Spain, another Thor, which is pretty cool to meet another Thor out here. And the same guys, the same gentlemen that from Southern California gave me a ride off of Rhodes End, they actually camped with him one night. And another gentleman, I forgot his name too, but that's all I've seen so far. And he told me too, I was the first thru-hiker he'd seen in 4 days. He was one of the few that got stuck up here during the snow. We're both convinced that either like half the crew was in Bishop or half the crew was in Mammoth. And there was very few stuck in between. There was a handful. The group of 4 that I saw yesterday at VVR, they were stuck in there too. So luckily, it wasn't too many people stuck up here. Hopefully, not too many people had to get rescued. I know there was a rescue on Mount Whitney, I guess, but just someone with altitude sickness. So, okay, I'm gonna get up this trail. See you in a little bit. That's Silver Lake Pass, or Silver Lake, or it's Silver Pass Lake or something like that, but it is still pretty much frozen. Silver Pass up there. Just above Silver Pass now, going towards High Point. And you always have to remind yourself to look behind you because it shows what you've already gone through. It's just amazing. Beautiful mountain, so majestic, but so dangerous too at the same time. You want to fall in love with them, but then you gotta be careful because she will take you out if you don't respect her. That's for sure. All right, it's nice to have micro spikes that fit and work. Especially when you're going down something like this, you don't want to take a chance. Get video of you before you take off, you big old marmot. Big old, that's actually a little guy. Nice little cubby to hang out in there. Nope, not gonna give you any food. Nope, not giving you anything. Nope. Nope. Get out of here. Not giving you any food. So, Awol, still on the PCT. It's just left 10 in the morning on June the 1st, Monday. Popped over the top of Silver Pass. That was really easy going up. A lot of snow coming down, so you had to kind of maneuver around trying to find a path and find the trail. Took a couple little extra steps there somewhere, but I'm glad I had the good micro spikes that fit, because they kept me safe going down the hill, which was really nice. So, again, if you've got a pair of micro spikes that's over 5 years old, and you're going to do something like this, I would toss them out and get a new pair with it. So I started, I think at 225, so probably 215 right now. Going up Kearsarge Pass, I had 52, 53 pounds. So you add that up, close to 270. That's a lot of pressure if you're going down a real steep hill on your micro spikes, and if they don't fit correctly, and or if they're kind of worn, they're going to pop. So there's a couple of rivets, the rubber structure piece, everything broke. A lot of it broke. It wasn't just one little thing. So there was a lot going on there. But again, these ones that I have now, they say 5 years, that's it. So I actually ordered, these are XLs. I truly need an XXL for my 15s. So I ordered a pair of those from REI and sent them to the house, so they'll be there when I get home for next time I use them. But for right now, these are working okay, which is good. So one of the things, probably should reintroduce myself, because there's a lot of new subscribers on there, probably don't know anything about me. Obviously, my name's Awol, my name's Mike. I did a Thru-Hike in 2021, April 7th to August 26th. It was probably one of the best decisions I ever made in my entire life. After 32 years in uniform, 8 combat deployments, a couple divorces, all sorts of good potluck of negative outcomes of a little bit of everything. Not the perfect childhood and stuff like that too, but so I did the 21 hike because I really truly appreciated it and I loved it and I got the opportunity. I tried to do an 18, got an inguinal hernia, really bad hernia. I had to jump off to get surgery. I hiked up 150 miles on it, which was probably not the smartest thing, but it got worse. So I jumped off, had surgery. And then I came back, got a second opportunity in 2021. It was kind of in a little bit of a funk anyway from 18. So I jumped back on it and it was amazing. It was an incredible journey. The whole thing, start to finish, hard as hell the entire way. But there were so many good memories that I have. And that's why I love doing these videos, because it's all the good memories that I have. But I also kind of want to remember the things I worked for. So, I mean, I'm a firm believer that, not the word tough love, but let me try not to break my butt on this part here. All the things in my life that I really have been thankful for and been very fortunate, have been really hard to get. I've never gotten anything handed to me on a silver platter. I've literally broke myself multiple different times to get things out of a huge benefit, but it was a benefit in return. So this year, when I decided to walk, I I started going to a Arrhythmia Life Advance Center last year. This is my second year this year. I try to go. I'm going to go once a year now. Cammie went with me this year. The Life Advancement Center. It's so they kind of hook you up with a 9, 11 week. I forgot how many weeks. A 13-week integration after you leave the center to kind of process all the stuff that you saw and felt and heard during your ayahuasca ceremonies, which they have 4 of them in a 7-day period. And so I truly started out this hike in a really good spot because I just left Arrhythmia and I was in this freaking on cloud 9, rough, but the ending was very, very satisfying. I mean, I just had incredible visions in the process there. And the last part, the last ceremony, I got a chance to see my mother, which was incredible. She looked beautiful. She died in April 28th, 1993, or no, I'm sorry, 2023. So she died during a really big snow year here for the people that did the PCT. She had been battling a lot of different organ failure and a lot of different things, and I felt so guilty I wasn't able to be there for her when she passed. It went really quick. She was in a assisted living home in Indianapolis near my sister, and we really hadn't talked a lot the last 2 years of her life, although we did call her on her birthday on April 20th, 8 days before she did pass away. So one of the things I felt really guilty about is not being there for her in her final days. And the feeling I got when I saw her in Costa Rica, that was all good. She was happy, she was healthy, she was feeling good. She was in such a good spot after she passed. I mean, she wasn't suffering anymore. She suffered for a long time, kidney dialysis for years. And just, but it was, she let me know it was okay. So again, part of the integration piece, after living in Arrhythmia and seeing all that stuff, is coming out here and kind of going through all that stuff again. And it's good. It can be a little emotional sometimes when you're out here, but I think this trail time is good for anybody. It doesn't have to be just a combat veteran. It could be anybody. Because none of us, let's face it, none of us probably had a perfect life growing up anyway. Every one of us has been through challenges in life that we kind of stuff away. We put back in that hard drive that we never touch. Well, Arrhythmia kind of opens up the hard drive wide open, and that shit comes right in front of your face, which is a little crazy, a little scary sometimes, but when it's over, it's just incredible. So even whenever I think about, like, oh, I don't want to go through that ceremonies again, because they can be a little rough on your mind and body. When you leave Arrhythmia, oh Jesus, you just feel like you're just incredible. I mean, so this walk helps me kind of walk through all those things that I saw and dealt with there this time in Arrhythmia. And will I do a through hike every year after I'm done doing Arrhythmia? Probably not. But I mean, shorter hikes definitely. There's definitely a benefit to coming out here. I mean, this stretch right here, I saw Thor yesterday. I probably won't see anybody at all today, because really they spend a lot of time on yourself, and you get the opportunity to think and to work through all that stuff. I mean, this is for anybody. It doesn't have to be a combat veteran at all. I mean, this is amazing. You come out here, parts of it are really freaking hard, but you come out here and you have this to yourself. You're running water all day long. You hear the birds. You see some crazy animals out here. Sometimes you bump into a bear, but you have this nature, Mother Nature, to yourself. And it's an amazing way to process things, good things, bad things, and different things. Process a little bit of everything. So I would encourage, I mean, that's a little bit of a reintroduction myself too. Also have 4 grown kids. They're rock stars. Oldest, actually, I probably shouldn't say this on the video, but she sent me a GPS message a couple days ago that she got engaged. So, and another emotional thing to think about, because I have to give her away, but I know she's ready and everything too, and I'm really happy for her. And I know she's been wanting this for a long time, so that's pretty cool. My next daughter is an attorney. She's kind of in the process of transitioning to a different location, I think. She unfortunately got that, or fortunately got that from me. The urge to move around a lot and to look for opportunities, so I'm sure she's doing well right now. My oldest son is still active duty in the military, in the Army. He's actually on a the operational deployment right now to South Korea. His unit is out there. They do a rotation out there every year. So he's one of the ones that got picked this year. And then my youngest son also spent some time in the Army, but then got out, and he's actually going to medical school right now in Stanford. So I had to bounce out a few weeks back and help him move off campus, which was really fun. I'm glad we got to spend some time together while I was out here on trail. So, but that's me in a nutshell. Sorry, that's probably the longest I've ever talked on any of these ones. But again, there's so many mental health and physical health benefits to coming down here on trail. And whether it's a short hike or a long hike, I'm convinced everybody can get benefit out of this. Really can. So if you get a chance to go hiking, if you want to say hi and stop for me, just let me know where you're at, and I'll ping, and we'll stop and share a pizza together or something. All right, back at it. This is Purple Lake. It does look purple. Ooh. Shit, that's cold. Ooh. Ooh. A little ways farther. Whew, chilly. Hey, buddy. What you doing? I can see you. I'm not gonna bother you. You're good. Morning. Awol on the PCT. It is Tuesday, June the 2nd. Slept pretty good last night. Okay, I think. Not great. I never really sleep great out here, but sun's right behind me, so it might be hard to see me right now. Yesterday, finished up, I was going to do a little bit more, but I did just about 16. I was happy with that. Found a nice little camp spot next to a water source. Pretty decent night last night. The full moon, the problem is the full moon was over kind of on this ridge line, so it's hard to see the full moon, or for yesterday, the full moon. So I think it'll slip okay. Plans today, 8.5 miles down to Red Meadows, jump on the shuttle and go to Mammoth. So that's the plan today. I'm gonna keep it moving. See you in a little bit. Howdy, howdy. Awol still, well, actually not on the PCT right now. I actually took the blue line, I think it's called Horseshoe Meadows, Mammoth Pass, to Horseshoe Lake, I believe it is. It's before Red's Meadows. Thankfully, I ran into Forest Ninja, a female hiker up here hiking by herself. Her and her husband live in Mammoth. And one thing I didn't know, and I thought I read it somewhere, but obviously I didn't pay attention. When Red Meadows is closed, the road is closed there too. The road is closed to Devil's Post Piles until Red Meadows usually opens. And that's not until June 6th. So there's no bus services there at all. I would have to hump it probably halfway to Mammoth Lakes anyway. But this way, there's Horseshoe Lake Meadows. There actually is a bus stop right in front of there, which is pretty nice. So actually, it's about the same distance. I think right now I'm about 6 miles in. I got in about 2.5 on this bypass right here, the blue line. So it's about 8.5. It's about the same thing too. So then it's also good to know that in bonus time, when I get back on trail on Thursday, he gets into Mammoth today. We'll have to go take the bus to Horseshoe Meadows, then take one of the blue lines back to PCT too. So I guess it's sounds like it's a long ways out of the way if you try to go all the way to Red's Meadows, because you can't get there, so you're walking down the closed road. So you can do it, I guess, if you want, but well, it doesn't make any sense. But so thank you, Forest Ninja, for your insight, and hopefully I see you down here at the bus station, and see you again. All right, let me get at it. I got some hiking to do. I'm done, bitches. Motherfucker!